Soldiers have actually been arrested in connection with that standoff between rival army factions in Mogadishu on Monday. At least 2 soldiers were killed and several injured in the exchange. The infighting is an indication of the difficulty in building a united security force in Somalia. It comes at a time when the UN mission is starting to withdraw its troops from the country. With the threat of al-Shabaab still looming, it is vital for the government to strengthen its defense force to secure the country. Here's Thuli Tshabalala with more.
On Monday, heavy gunfire echoed through Mogadishu. Rival factions from the army clashed for more than an hour. One group had reportedly tried to storm a former United Arab Emirates training center. At least 2 deaths and several injuries were reported. This is not the first incident of violence between rival soldiers. In September last year, at least 9 people were killed in fighting between the military and police backed by intelligence forces. Earlier in May 2017, security officials gunned down the Minister for Public Works, mistaking him for an Islamist militant. In the same month, local media reported that at least 1 soldier was killed and 2 wounded in internal clashes among army troops. Currently, UN peacekeepers are playing a key role in securing Somalia. They've been instrumental in the fight against al-Shabaab. But they are due to withdraw from the country by December 2020, handing over complete control of Somalia's security to the National Army. And with funding and logistical support drying up, it's hoped the training Somali soldiers have received from partner countries and organizations will be enough to ensure they protect civilians. Thuli Tshabalala, CGTN.
Well, for some analysis, I'm now joined in studio by African Affairs Analyst Abdi Wahab Sheikh Abdi Samad. Thank you so much for your time. Now, this is not the first time that we've seen internal fighting within Somalia's armed forces. But in your view, what is your assessment essentially of these latest clashes in Mogadishu?
Let me give you a practical growth of the soldier. In 3 years, soldier became a soldier. In 7 years, then the soldier became a professional soldier with equipped, knowledgeable, practical in nature, and also effective what he does as a soldier. Unfortunately, the Somali security apparatus trained by the different countries. Let me give you an example in DRC. Division trained by the South Africans, another division trained by the Zimbabweans, another division trained by the Angolans, another division trained by what you call the the Ugandans. That is similar happening in Somalia today, whereby different countries are training different elements of Somali forces, which ultimately become a conflict of loyalty. That's exactly when you train, element trained by the UAE, another element trained by the Turkey, another element trained by the USA, another element trained by what you call the African Union, another element trained by what you call the Ethiopians. At the end of the day, are you assisting that country or yours? You are not assisting at all. Well, but basically what I'm saying, in fact, they are militarizing the entire society so that they can continue the fighting each other in the years to come.
But now, this conflict of loyalty, as you call it, what does that suggest about Somalia's ability to take charge of its own security affairs right now?
What's clear right now? The international community are not helping the Somalis at all. That's what I'm saying. Somalia needs one friendly state, be it China or America or Turkey or even the British, train one Somali soldiers, which has a central command, one doctrine, one system of fighting. That's exactly what they expect in Somali community from international community. But what we have seen now practically inside Somalia, they're militarizing the Somali society. They are not helping at all. By 2020, when the African Union pull out from Somalia, Somali community will wake up the nasty reality, whereby you have a numbers, but you don't have a fighting forces at all. That's exactly what is going on. International community, they fail Somali community at all. And again, the Somali public, they no longer confident in what they call in the African Union, because 10 years down the line, they don't even train what they call a Somali army which enjoys the fate of Somalia at all.
And so when you say the international community, are you including AMISOM in that? Are you saying that they should continue with their withdrawal of their troops?
I'm including in AMISOM, because AMISOM, the mandate of AMISOM was to train the Somali security forces, which has a central command, which has what they call the face of Somalia. 10 years down the line, they are not, in fact, what we have seen is fragmentation of the Somali army forces. What we have seen, the different countries have a different interests within Somalia, whereby the United Arab Emirates is training 5,500 Somali forces inside the Mogadishu. What happened after withdrawn? There's a conflict of loyalty, whereby even the same soldiers they train as a Somali soldiers, they are not loyal to the government at all. That's why the government soldiers they came in and rescue what they call the camp itself.
Yes, but surely when it comes to the fight against terrorism, al-Shabaab is a common enemy in the sense that the Somali army should be able to at least narrow its focus to the point of being able to effectively fight al-Shabaab.
Let me enlighten your mind. 22,000 African peacekeeping force, plus proxy forces, American proxy forces. The Emirates also they train 500 Somali forces. Regional member states also they have also their own soldiers. Put together, it's almost 100,000. They are not even they fail to defeat the 5,000 to 7,000 village boys. That's nobody cannot accept. What is going in Somalia today is a theater of war, whereby every country is going to act its own film inside the Somalia. Unfortunately, the international community are not assisting the Somali community at all.
We'll have to leave it there, but thank you so much. That's our guest. They're giving us an analysis of that situation in Somalia. Thanks very much to Abdi Wahab Sheikh Abdi Samad. Indeed, a very complex theatre of war, as he calls it.